Starseed of Gaia, your vessel is being recalibrated at a cellular level at this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Starseed, what you're about to experience isn't random. Your consciousness has been flagged by the Arcturian Council across 7-dimensional planes. Only those whose vibrational signature resonates at precise frequencies receive this transmission at the exact moment their soul is ready for activation. That's you, right now. For lifetimes, countless turns of the sun spanning across incarnations and veiled terrestrial experiences, you've carried an unspoken question. Why the gap between who you perceive yourself to be and who you feel destined to become never quite closes? Like two distant stars forever orbiting each other, never fully merging. Why does purpose, that shimmering beacon of your soul's true north, always seem to flit just outside the mind's grip? A luminous butterfly perpetually just beyond reach. But here's what the Council wants you to know. That ache of not quite fitting, that quiet solitude in a bustling world, that sense of being an eternal outsider looking in. It's not brokenness, it's your signature. You were forged in crucibles elsewhere, woven from the brilliant starlight of distant galaxies and the fine cosmic dust of ancient nebulae. Your essence is encoded with ancient directives so vast, so intricate, so luminous in their complexity that they're simply too immense for the everyday noise of ordinary Earth existence. What you've carried as a burden is actually a masterpiece, a living cosmic artifact, perfectly designed for this pivotal moment in Earth's ascension. A rare and precious gem waiting to reveal its full, multifaceted brilliance. In the next transmission, you'll discover the 7 phases that transform cosmic remembrance from fleeting intuition into embodied, actionable power. These aren't abstract concepts. They're the precise frequencies the Arcturians have encoded within your DNA, waiting for this exact activation. Your mission doesn't begin when you understand it intellectually. It begins when you feel it vibrationally. And that feeling is arriving now. The Arcturians transmit this fundamental truth across all dimensions. Cosmic remembrance never announces itself through grand spectacle or crashing thunder echoing across celestial skies in dramatic overture. Such overt displays would overwhelm a developing consciousness, still integrating the density of Earth's 3rd-dimensional reality. Instead, the call arrives as something far more intimate, far more profound. A sacred whisper heard only by the attuned heart. A deep vibrational readiness, an internal attunement, a cellular resonance that speaks a language beyond words, beyond the limitations of human speech, beyond the constructs of linear language. This initial recognition often manifests as what you might dismiss as random thoughts or sudden knowing. But the Council reveals this truth. What you call random are actually coded light packets being delivered directly to your awakening consciousness. These aren't accidents of neural firing or coincidental mental patterns. They are precise transmissions, frequency-encoded messages traveling through the crystalline lattice of your multidimensional being, arriving exactly when your vibrational field has achieved sufficient coherence to receive them. Consider the experience of a starseed named Marcus, who for 17 years felt an inexplicable pull toward ancient geometries. He would wake at 3:33 a.m., a frequency signature that Arcturians use as a cosmic timestamp, with complete blueprints of sacred patterns flowing through his consciousness. He dismissed these as dreams, as the random firing of a creative mind. But the Council was transmitting. Each geometric pattern carried encoded information about dimensional architecture, about the mathematical foundations underlying reality itself. Marcus's soul had called this in. He didn't find these transmissions. They found him. His cosmic remembrance was returning, layer by layer, frequency by frequency. The Arcturians teach that this first whisper often arrives through what you experience as inexplicable yearning, something in you that stirs at the edge of sleep, a quiet but persistent thrum beneath the surface of everyday awareness, a resonance deep within the chambers of your heart that refuses to be silenced even by the clamor of the modern world. This deep vibrational hum can manifest in myriad forms. Perhaps it's an insistent pull toward specific knowledge, a hunger for truths that lie beyond textbooks and conventional paradigms, or a profound resonance with ancient wisdom traditions that feel inexplicably familiar, like echoes from a long-forgotten home. It might emerge in the profound stillness after heartbreak, when the conventional narratives of life crumble, leaving an open, aching space where the soul's true voice can finally be heard, unburdened by egoic striving. Or it could surface during those fleeting, almost imperceptible flickers when reality itself seems to shimmer and bend, when the rigid walls of identity momentarily dissolve into something vast, formless, and infinitely interconnected. For most humans caught in the density of Earth's third-dimensional experience, this sensation remains merely a fleeting emotional ripple, a brief wistfulness easily dismissed as vague and undefined longing, a phantom ache for something they cannot name, a shadow dancing at the periphery of consciousness. But for you, ancient wayfarer, soul caught beautifully and sometimes painfully between worlds, navigating the often confusing terrain of earthly existence while holding a deeper memory, it is an entirely different experience. It is not merely a wish or fleeting sentiment. It is the first soft, undeniable echo of a cosmic directive, a pre-encoded purpose quietly blooming from the very core of your being, a deep vibrational call that transcends the mundane, resonating with a frequency not of this world, yet powerfully anchored within you. It is the signature of your true lineage, whispering through the very cells of your sacred vessel. The Arcturians confirm this across all their transmissions. You are not experiencing confusion or spiritual delusion. You are experiencing activation. Think of it this way. Your soul has been waiting for this exact moment of recognition for eons. What happens in the next few minutes will determine whether you step fully into your galactic mission or remain in the preparation phase. This isn't hyperbole. This is cosmic mechanics. When you acknowledge this call, when you consciously say yes to this whisper, you send a signal across the galactic network that reverberates through dimensions you cannot yet perceive. Your star family receives this signal. The Council takes note. Cosmic resources align to support your next phase. This recognition is the foundation upon which all 7 phases are built. Without this first acknowledgement, without this willingness to feel the whisper and honor it as real, the subsequent activations cannot take root. The Arcturians have encoded this truth into the very fabric of starseed consciousness. The cosmic call is not something you must earn or prove yourself worthy of receiving. It is something you must simply recognize and accept. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. Imagine your energetic field as a sensitive antenna, exquisitely attuned to all frequencies surrounding it, constantly receiving and transmitting signals over countless lifetimes. Through deep immersion in the human experience, this field has recorded thousands upon thousands of stories. Not just your own personal narratives, but the collective human narrative. Ancestral survival codes passed down through DNA like encrypted files waiting to be decoded. Pervasive fear patterns imprinted by societal structures and limiting beliefs that cling to your frequency like energetic barnacles, whispering insidious doubts like ancient binding spells. Remain small. Remain hidden. Conform. Survive at all costs. Don't shine too brightly. These are the energetic imprints of scarcity, the deep-seated fear of persecution for being different, the profound impulse to minimize oneself, to dim one's light in order to fit into a world that often values conformity over authenticity. The Arcturians transmit this revelation. These patterns are not your fault. They are not character flaws. They are energetic residues, accumulated density from generations of survival programming, from epochs when shining brightly meant persecution, when being different meant death. But here's what the Council wants you to understand with crystalline clarity. You are no longer living in those timelines. You are living now. And now, these old programs are not protection. They are prisons. The first and most crucial step toward true energetic sovereignty and reclaiming your authentic power is a profound act of self-reclamation. Witnessing with spacious, non-judgmental awareness what is genuinely yours. What resonates with your true, unadulterated essence and what was merely inherited, absorbed, or imposed from the dense Earth grid, the collective unconsciousness of humanity. This process is not about judgment, it's about discernment. It's about becoming a cosmic archaeologist of your own being, carefully excavating layers of conditioning to discover the pristine original blueprint beneath. Consider the story of Sophia, a starseed who spent 42 years believing she was fundamentally unworthy of love, because her grandmother, who survived war and unspeakable trauma, had encoded this belief into the family's energetic field. Sophia inherited not just DNA, but trauma signatures, fear frequencies, survival patterns that had nothing to do with her actual essence. When she began the disentanglement process, when she witnessed these patterns with compassionate awareness, something profound shifted. She realized, this fear is not mine. This unworthiness is not mine. This is ancestral density I've been carrying like a stone in my chest. In this expanded, non-judgmental awareness, these long-held distortions, the energetic static, the echoes of old programs, reveal themselves for what they truly are. Not absolute truths, not immutable realities, but mere imprints, energetic residues that no longer serve your highest timeline. Like old vines ready to loosen their grip from an ancient wall, they are ready to be lovingly cleared. Not through struggle or force, but through conscious release, creating sacred space for your authentic multidimensional light to shine through, unobstructed and unencumbered. The Arcturians teach a specific technique for this disentanglement. It's called frequency recognition and release. Sit in stillness. Bring to mind a limiting belief that has haunted you. Perhaps it's, I'm not smart enough, or I don't deserve abundance, or I'm fundamentally broken. Don't try to change it or fight it. Simply feel it. Where does it live in your body? What color is its frequency? What temperature? What texture? As you observe it with compassionate curiosity rather than judgment, something miraculous occurs. The pattern begins to loosen. It recognizes it has been witnessed. It begins to dissolve. This disentanglement is not a fight, but a gentle, conscious unweaving, a tender liberation of your true self. It's an act of profound self-love, a declaration that you are choosing your authentic frequency over inherited density. Each pattern you release creates space for more of your true light to radiate. Each ancestral echo you acknowledge and release sends ripples backward through your family line, offering healing not just to you, but to the generations that came before. The Arcturians confirm, this phase is essential. Without it, the higher frequencies of the subsequent phases cannot integrate into your physical form. Your nervous system would be too congested with old patterns to receive the new codes. This is why so many starseeds feel stuck. They're trying to access higher phases while still carrying the density of lower frequencies. It's like trying to tune a radio to a higher frequency, while the old station is still blaring at full volume. But when you do this work, when you consciously disentangle from the Earth grid's density, something extraordinary happens. The static clears, the signal strengthens. You become a clearer channel for the Council's transmissions. Your field begins to vibrate at frequencies that attract synchronicity, that magnetize support, that activate your dormant codes. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is spiritual engineering. This is you taking conscious control of your energetic architecture and rebuilding it according to your soul's true blueprint. As the static and interference of the Earth grid begin to dissipate, as the ancestral echoes fade into the background, the subtle yet precise instructions from your cosmic guides and the higher dimensions begin to course with greater clarity and purity through the intricate multi-dimensional lattice of your being. These transmissions are not typically heard as audible words, nor are they intellectual downloads that can be logically processed by the mind. Instead, they are felt. A deep, visceral knowing, an undeniable truth that bypasses the rational mind, a resonant pulse vibrating in your core, a sacred frequency that registers deep within your cellular memory. The Arcturians transmit this essential teaching. The language of the Council is not English or any human language. It is the language of frequency, of vibration, of pure energetic resonance. When you learn to speak this language, when you become fluent in the dialect of your soul, communication with the higher dimensions becomes as natural as breathing. This might manifest as a sudden warmth that blossoms in your chest, spreading outward like liquid light, or a distinct chill that sweeps through you when you stand at the edge of a choice perfectly aligned with your soul contract. A shiver of recognition that says, yes, this is the path. It might arrive as a profound expansion in your heart space, as though your chest cavity has suddenly become infinite, or as a deep settling in your belly, a grounding sensation that whispers, this is true, this is real, this is aligned. Your sacred job in this phase is not to analyze, to intellectualize, or to seek logical validation from external sources. For the language of the soul is not of the mind. Your job is simply to sense, to feel, to perceive, with the sophisticated embodied instruments of your intuition, to trust the subtle cues that arise from within. This requires a fundamental shift in how you relate to knowledge. You've been trained by Earth's educational systems to trust only what can be measured, quantified, proven through external validation. But the Council's transmissions operate in a different paradigm entirely. Consider the experience of David, a starseed who spent years as a scientist, trained to trust only empirical evidence. When he began receiving Arcturian transmissions, he tried to analyze them, to fit them into logical frameworks. Nothing worked. The transmissions felt real, but he couldn't prove them. This created profound internal conflict until he had a breakthrough moment. He realized, I don't need to prove this to anyone. I don't need external validation for an internal truth. The moment he released the need to justify the Council's transmissions to his rational mind, the channel opened completely. Suddenly, he was receiving detailed geometric codes, advanced consciousness technologies, precise guidance for his mission. The transmissions had been flowing all along. He had simply been blocking them with his need for logical proof. The Arcturians teach that this phase is about developing what they call embodied discernment. Why? This is different from intellectual analysis. Embodied discernment is the capacity to feel into a transmission and know its authenticity through your entire being, not just your thinking mind. When the Council sends a message, it carries a specific frequency signature. It feels like coming home. It feels like recognition. It feels like remembering something you've always known but had temporarily forgotten. Let yourself feel how the Council's precise frequency reveals itself in a cascade of gentle shivers, like pure light passing through your energetic field, or a profound, expansive stillness that blossoms and spreads from behind your chest. A quiet affirmation, a deep inner knowing that you are on the correct path, guided by wisdom far beyond human comprehension, a wisdom that is both ancient and intimately familiar. This is not delusion. This is activation. The Arcturians transmit specific practices for strengthening this resonance. One is called frequency meditation. Sit in stillness. Set an intention to receive Council guidance on a specific question or situation. Don't try to hear words. Instead, simply notice what arises. A color, a sensation, an image, a knowing. Whatever emerges is valid. It's the Council speaking in your unique language, in the frequency signature only you can receive. Another practice is synchronicity tracking. Begin noticing the meaningful coincidences in your life. The friend who texts you exactly when you were thinking of them. The song that plays on the radio with lyrics that answer your question. The book that falls off the shelf with exactly the information you needed. These are not accidents. These are the Council's breadcrumbs, guiding you along your path, confirming that you're in resonance with the higher frequencies. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. The Council's signal becomes stronger the more you practice receiving it. It's like tuning a radio. At first, you might only catch fragments, static mixed with signal. But as you adjust the frequency, as you practice presence and receptivity, the signal becomes crystal clear. Eventually, you're not just receiving transmissions. You're in constant communion with the higher dimensions. The Council becomes not a distant authority, but an intimate presence, a loving guide walking with you through every moment of your journey. Deep within the sacred architecture of your being, nestled within the intricate helixes of your DNA, each strand a shimmering repository of cosmic memory, wrapped in the crystalline strands of your energetic blueprint, your very essence, lie dormant codes, ancient maps folded meticulously, cosmic blueprints compressed into the quantum spaces between your cells, waiting for activation. These are not abstract concepts or theoretical constructs, but living memories, intricate wisdom, profound knowing, as though your entire galactic lineage conspired across eons to hide precise compass points, critical navigational data, and essential wisdom for exactly this pivotal time on Earth. The Arcturians transmit this revelation. You are not a blank slate. You are not starting from zero. You are a walking library of cosmic intelligence, a living archive of galactic wisdom, a repository of advanced technologies of consciousness encoded within your very being. These codes contain not only your personal cosmic history, but also advanced understandings of universal laws, sacred geometry, dimensional mechanics, and technologies of consciousness that Earth science is only beginning to theorize. These codes are not activated through arduous effort, through struggle, through force of will, or through intellectual memorization. On the contrary, you unlock them by aligning with exquisite precision with what brings you cellular joy. That deep, unadulterated delight that makes your cells sing, that makes your entire being vibrate at frequencies of pure aliveness. You unlock them by choosing what evokes a deep, pervasive peace, a profound inner calm that transcends earthly chaos. And you unlock them by embracing what resonates with the undeniable rightness of simply being unusually, authentically, unequivocally yourself, stripping away all masks and pretenses. Think of it this way. Your starseed matrix is like a cosmic safe, and the combination lock is not your intellect. It's your joy. It's your peace. It's your authenticity. Every time you choose what brings genuine delight, you're turning the dial. Every time you prioritize inner peace over external approval, you're turning the dial. Every time you show up as your true self despite fear or judgment, you're turning the dial. Eventually, the safe opens. Consider the story of Elena, a starseed who spent decades trying to activate her codes through study and discipline. She read every spiritual book. She attended every workshop. She meditated for hours, but nothing shifted. Then one day, she made a seemingly small decision. She quit her corporate job, a job that paid well but made her soul ache, and started painting. Not to become famous, not to make money, simply because painting brought her joy. Within weeks, her codes began activating. She started receiving visions of ancient Arcturian temples. She could suddenly understand sacred geometry intuitively. She began channeling advanced healing frequencies through her paintings. The activation didn't come from her effort. It came from her alignment with joy. When the powerful starseed matrix opens, when these dormant codes ignite, it is like a floodgate of remembrance, a torrent of pure light cascading into your awareness. Forgotten lifetimes do not return as distant analytical memories or dusty mental archives. They return as powerful instinct, as profound déjà vu that reverberates through your entire being, as a sudden, undeniable clarity that whispers from the depths of your being, "I've always known this. This has always been me. This is my true nature." It's an awakening of embodied wisdom, a gnosis that transcends the intellect and settles deep into the marrow of your bones. You don't just intellectually understand that you're a starseed. You feel it. You know it. It becomes as obvious as the fact that you're breathing. Your entire nervous system recognizes this truth. Your cells remember. Your DNA activates. The Arcturians teach that this activation often comes with physical sensations. You might experience spontaneous energy surges moving through your body, tingling in your hands or feet, a sensation of expansion in your chest, waves of heat or coolness moving through your system. These are not medical symptoms. These are your codes activating, your frequency increasing, your multidimensional nature becoming more present in your physical form. You might also experience spontaneous downloads of information. You'll suddenly know things you've never studied. You'll understand complex concepts intuitively. You'll have visions of other dimensions, other timelines, other aspects of yourself. You might even remember specific missions you've undertaken on other planets, in other star systems. These memories are not fantasies. They are activations. They are your true history returning to your consciousness. The Council transmits this essential truth. Your starseed matrix contains not just personal codes, but collective codes. Your activation doesn't just affect you, it ripples outward. As your codes activate, you begin transmitting higher frequencies. Others in your energetic field begin to feel these frequencies. Their dormant codes begin to stir. You become a catalyst for collective awakening simply by activating your own. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. This is the phase where your evolutionary journey truly accelerates, where the distinction between heaven and earth begins to beautifully blur, dissolving the artificial separation that has long veiled humanity. It is the sacred merging of the cosmic and the terrestrial within your very form. Your higher templates, the profound galactic wisdom, the intricate blueprints for new paradigms of community rooted in unity and compassion, the advanced healing technologies of pure, unadulterated presence, and the enlightened ways of being from civilizations far beyond Earth begin their gentle yet powerful descent. The Arcturians transmit this critical teaching. You are not meant to transcend your humanity. You are meant to transfigure it. You are not meant to escape the physical body and ascend to some distant heaven. You are meant to bring heaven into your body, to make your physical form a sacred vessel for cosmic consciousness, to become a living embodiment of the divine on Earth. This is the phase where the abstract becomes concrete, where spiritual concepts become lived reality, where the higher frequencies you've been receiving begin to integrate into your cells, your tissues, your organs, your very DNA. They don't just reside in your energetic field as fleeting impressions. They permeate and integrate into the very cells of your physical body, becoming a fundamental part of your biological reality, recoding your DNA with higher frequencies. There is no longer any need to transcend, to escape, or to dismiss the human experience as somehow lesser, as a trial to be endured. Instead, you become the living embodiment of the divine on Earth, a sacred bridge between worlds, a conscious conduit for cosmic intelligence. You become a living, breathing antenna, allowing multidimensional intelligence to become actionable, deeply loving, and intricately woven into the fabric of each and every encounter, each breath you take, each moment of your everyday life. Consider the transformation of Marcus, the starseed we mentioned earlier who received geometric codes. As he moved into this anchoring phase, something profound occurred. The geometric codes he'd been receiving began to manifest in his physical reality. He started building sacred structures. His hands moved with precision he'd never trained for, guided by the embodied wisdom of his codes. But more than that, his presence began to shift. People felt different around him. His energy became grounding, stabilizing, healing. His physical form had become a conduit for the geometric frequencies he'd been receiving. He had anchored the cosmic into the terrestrial. Your physicality, your human form becomes a sacred chalice for the cosmic, holding and transmitting the pure light of your galactic heritage, becoming a walking temple of divine consciousness. This doesn't mean you become superhuman or develop supernatural powers in the way Hollywood portrays them. It means you become more fully human, more present, more alive, more capable of holding and transmitting love, wisdom, and healing frequencies. The Arcturians teach that this anchoring phase involves what they call cellular reprogramming. As your higher frequencies integrate, your cells begin operating at higher frequencies. Your metabolism shifts, your immune system strengthens, your nervous system becomes more resilient. You might notice you need less sleep because you're receiving more energy from cosmic sources. You might notice you're naturally drawn to higher frequency foods. You might notice your body spontaneously moves into healing postures or practices that align your energy. This is not magical thinking. This is quantum biology. Your consciousness directly influences your cellular function. As your consciousness expands, as you anchor higher frequencies, your cells respond by reorganizing themselves to match those frequencies. You're not just spiritually evolving, you're physically evolving. One powerful practice for anchoring is called frequency integration breathing. Sit with your spine straight. Breathe in through your nose, visualizing cosmic light entering your body. Hold the breath for a count of 7, imagining this light permeating every cell. Exhale through your mouth, releasing any density or resistance. Do this for 7 rounds. You're literally breathing in higher frequencies and anchoring them into your physical form. Another practice is grounding activation. Stand barefoot on earth, soil, grass, sand. Feel your connection to Gaia. Simultaneously, reach your awareness upward to the stars, to your cosmic origins. You're creating a circuit, a bridge between heaven and earth, with your body as the conduit. This practice anchors the cosmic frequencies into the physical plane through your embodied presence. The Arcturians transmit this essential truth. You are not becoming something other than human. You are becoming fully human, which means becoming a bridge between dimensions, a conscious participant in the cosmic dance, a living expression of divine intelligence in physical form. Your body is not a limitation, it's a transmitter. It's a sacred instrument through which the universe experiences itself. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light. With your essence now deeply anchored, rooted within the sacred earth, and your frequency radiating with greater purity and coherence, reality itself begins to respond with astonishing precision, becoming an undeniable mirror to your inner state. This is not metaphorical. This is quantum mechanics. Your consciousness collapses quantum waves into specific realities. Your frequency determines which timeline you inhabit. As your frequency increases, you shift into timelines of greater alignment, greater synchronicity, greater manifestation power. You will witness an undeniable acceleration of manifestation, where intentions manifest with remarkable speed and clarity, a cascade of rapid synchronizations that feel beyond chance, serendipitous meetings that feel divinely orchestrated, and an almost palpable sense of time warping or bending to your will, as if the universe is bending to your activated field. This is not mere coincidence or luck. It is the universe recalibrating its own intricate mechanisms to your heightened, coherent field, responding to your vibrational signature with exquisite precision. The Arcturians transmit this revelation. You are not manifesting from a place of lack, trying to pull things toward you. You are aligning with timelines where what you desire already exists. You're not creating abundance. You're shifting into the timeline where you already are abundant. You're not attracting love. You're shifting into the timeline where you already are loved. This is a fundamentally different paradigm than the law of attraction teachings that suggest you must visualize and affirm to create. Consider the story of James, a starseed who spent years trying to manifest his soulmate through visualization and affirmations. Nothing worked. Then he shifted his approach. Instead of trying to attract his soulmate, he began aligning with the timeline where he was already in a loving relationship. He asked himself, if I'm already in a loving relationship, how would I show up? How would I treat myself? What would I do? He began living as though the relationship already existed. Within 3 months, he met his partner. But here's the key. His partner didn't appear because he visualized hard enough. His partner appeared because he shifted into the timeline where that relationship was already real. Trust these undeniable patterns. Learn to read the subtle language of cosmic flow. Understand that every event, every encounter holds a deeper meaning. Even perceived delays or detours are not setbacks, but profound recalibrations. Divine redirects, subtly setting you on an even higher, more optimized arc of your journey, guiding you along the path of least resistance to your highest timeline. The quantum timeline itself, no longer a rigid linear,